Hey, so I'm going to try to get this recorded before this storm comes in. They are saying, if you're listening to this when the episode drops, it is the end of April-ish, and they are saying we could have up to softball size hail. That is crazy. So I'm going to try to get this recorded before our Wi-Fi maybe goes wonky, and then I'm going to run out and take all the pool pillows and patio stuff. Bring it all in, move it around, and get everything safe. But this one has been the idea for this. I mean, has been sitting with me all week because I read something the other day that said basically we're all one doctor's appointment away from getting our priorities straight. And the comments, when I opened it, it was on social media. When I opened the post and I started the reading the comments, they were kind of exactly what you would expect. The things like love on your people hard, don't take your people for granted, say what you want to say, that kind of thing. Love your family, tell people you love them. And I kind of chuckled because like I said, I expected those kinds of comments under the post. But I thought when I read it, and as I read through the comments, I thought to myself, like, but that's not what I see with the women I work with. It's it's not that they don't care about their health either. It's not that they don't know that they have some issues either already brewing or health struggles that are on the brink. I mean, I talk to women who say they already have high blood pressure and maybe even are on medication for these things. They're already pre-diabetic or diabetic. They already have cholesterol that's off the charts, right? And those are just a few of the more minor things, if you will, not to say those aren't serious. They are, but they already know that this is not something that isn't serious. It's, it is, it's that there's always a reason why this isn't the right time, right? I'll deal with it after my daughter's wedding or my son's wedding is finished. Right now, we're in the throes of, hiring caterers and picking the flowers and working with the venue people. They'll say, I promise I'm going to do something about this. I've promised myself I'm going to do something about this when work settles down or when school gets out or when school starts back. I always love that because both of those are reasons for putting it off. Um, and I'm always thinking when I have these conversations, excuse me, okay, but what happens after those things? What happens then? What happens when, if you will? I don't think women realize, if we're really getting down to the nitty-gritty and we're being honest about it, I don't think women realize this is not about time. This is not a time or a scheduling issue. It's about what they've trained themselves to tolerate, right? I mean, you are functioning in fatigue. You're constantly tired. You are getting things done, though, from that place of being exhausted. And you're accepting the low energy levels, right? You're tolerating it, you're accepting it, and you're pushing through. You're maybe adjusting expectations for yourself during those periods when the energy may be like really, really low, but you're still pushing forward. And all of these things, the fatigue, the weight gain, the energy, the you name it, you're at a place where you're just saying things like, I mean, it's just life. It's just the way it is right now. I had a woman tell me, true story, and I have so many of these stories. I had a woman tell me that she just needed to get through helping her daughter plan her wedding. And I remember, like I have many, many times in talking to women who say things like this, I remember thinking, okay, that is totally fair. And they were doing a destination wedding in Europe. That's a big thing. So her explaining that she didn't want to add this journey to work on her health and her weight at the time that they were doing all of this big event in another country, even kind of makes sense, right? But that was, oh my gosh, what, like 4 years ago now? 4 years ago. And I've talked to her multiple times since then, and it's always something else. The wedding is gone. I think even they have a grandbaby now. Her daughter's had a baby. So, it's the birth of the child, it's the holidays. It's always something else, is my point. And the women, here's kind of the irony, if you will, or even to me, the saddest part about it. The women who kind of stay in that space of when this, then I'll work on it, when that, then I'll work on it, after then I'll work on it. The women who stay in that space the very longest, in my experience, are the ones who are most capable. In fact, they are the most successful women I talk to. They can handle a lot of struggle. They don't fall apart when things are chaotic in life. They do push through the fatigue and the complete exhaustion and the emotions, the negative emotions around how they feel when they look in the mirror. They trudge through it all and they carry on, oftentimes with a smile on their face. And they're even pretty productive in so many ways in life. Like I said, these are the women who are not only capable, but successful. And the danger is, like I said, those are the women who stay stuck the longest because nothing forces them to change. So they don't interrupt. They're carrying on. They just don't interrupt it. So that line that I read, that quote that I read about the doctor's appointment, the thing is, a doctor's appointment doesn't suddenly make you care about your health. You already do. You already did when you go see that doctor. If you hear, oh, your A1C is up, oh, your blood sugar level is now to the point that you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic, your cholesterol is at the level that I need to give you this prescription. You already knew and you already cared that your health was an issue. It's just that that doctor's appointment, well, it kind of removes your ability to keep putting it off sometimes. I have clients who even put it off after that. Think about your own situation. So, I guess if the doctor's appointment is kind of that pivotal moment where it makes you realize, well, I can't keep putting this off anymore. I guess the question is, what are you pushing off that you already know isn't working? What are you putting off that you already know is going to come back to bite you in the ass? And then, is it going to take a doctor's appointment? I mean, how long are you planning to keep doing that? I'm not one to use like scare tactics or, I'm not a fear monger. But it also reminds me, and this is one of the more extreme kinds of cases, but it happens all the time, so I'll tell it. It reminds me of a woman who I have recently started following on social media who actually put off doctor's appointments when she felt like something just wasn't right. And she told her husband about the thing that wasn't right. And he made the appointment for her right then. But the thing had kind of been going on for a while. It was just that she finally shared it with him. She went to the doctor and she was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now, again, I'm not trying to instill fear in anybody, but the question stands, how long are you planning to keep doing that, to keep putting it off? Is it going to take a doctor's appointment? Because most women are not waiting for the right time, even though that's what you tell me. The time isn't right now. I need to wait until school is out. I need to wait until after my kids are out of college. Women are not waiting for the right time. You are not waiting for the right time. You're waiting until you don't have a choice. You're waiting until you don't have a choice. Boom, mic drop, as they say, right? I read that quote, like I said at the beginning of this episode, and it has sat with me all week that I need to record this message. If you are sitting there thinking, when so and so is over, or after such and such, then I will focus on me and my health. I hope this message hits you straight in the heart. There will never be a right time. There will always be a when. There will always be an after. What's it going to take for you to focus on you? Thanks for being here with me. I always appreciate your time, and I love these conversations that we have each week. I'll see you right back here next time.